you can prepare for the core Bible discovery ahead of time when each child enter the classroom by setting out the spy sheet for them to work on before the Bible circle. They're supposed to color the little cup with green markers and put the little tissue paper onto this rectangle shape. Today, we'll learn that God works through unlikely people. God likes to use people to do amazing things. He might use someone who is very small and weak to do something we think is only big people or strong people could do. So you will give each child Rahab's place handout and all the pieces of the spy, two spy with the hole punch, and the doors, and the roof with the little hay in it, and the little cup. The Bible tells us the exciting trip that some of God's friends went on. They were spies. Invite children to talk about what spy is. God has a special place he wanted his friends to live in. So he sent these two spies right here to find out what it was like in the land we called Jericho. They were supposed to spy Jericho so they could tell God's friend, the Israelite, about it. So they set out on the trip to spy the land of Jericho. Now, when they were on the trip to spy, they came to a house where a woman named Rahab lived. They stayed a night at her house. Can you help put the door onto the paper here? Okay, great job. So those spies are knocking on the door, and Rahab's opened the door for them to stay a night. Now, Rahab didn't seem like she was a friend of God. She lived in a place full of people who were enemies of God. But remember, God works through unlikely people. God worked through Rahab to let the spy have a safe place to sleep in Jericho. Now the king of Jericho heard about the spy, and he said to Rahab, "Bring out the men who have come into your house." But Rahab didn't listen to the king. She sneaked them up on the roof. Then she hid them under the pile of flax, which looks like straw. So let's tape this little things up on the roof. And let's hide our spy up on the roof with some more of the flax. God worked through Rahab to protect the spies. They would have been in big trouble with the king if he had caught them spying on Jericho. Rahab told the king's men, "Yes, the men were here earlier, but they left the town. I don't know where they went. If you hurry, you probably can catch them up." So the king's men left the town looking for the spies. That night, Rahab went to the roof to talk to the spy. She told them that she knew God wanted his friend to move into Jericho. So she shared that she believed in God too. She was God's friend. Even though she lived in a place where all the other people were afraid of God and his friend, God worked through Rahab to keep the spies safe. That's why when we talk about her, we say that God works through unlikely people. Now, you can go ahead and color Rahab's safe house now. While you're doing your coloring, I will go around to check that your spy has the little hole on their hand so that we can continue our Bible story. So you can go around and make sure that each of the spy have the hole punch on them. Now I'm going to give you one piece of red yarn here to continue the Bible story. That wasn't the last time God worked through Rahab to keep the spies safe. She helped them get out of town too. Her house was next to the town wall, so she put the red rope out the window to lower them to the ground. Now, I want you to thread the spies into this yarn, and then we're going to tape them onto the window. Now, let's put a tape onto the yarn and stick it to the window right here. All right, can you practice moving the spy down the window? Let's move them up to the top again. Before she helped them get out of town, she asked the spy to help her. And they promised to keep her safe when the Israelite came to take over Jericho. They told her to keep the red rope on her window so that the Israelite would leave everyone in Rahab's house alone when they saw the red rope on the window. Then Rahab told the spy to hide in the hill country for a few days while the king's men were out looking for them. She said they would be safe there. Now I want you to go ahead and bring your hill to the country right here. All right, and you can actually put the cup right there. That's the little hill, and lower the spy down to the ground and sneak the spy behind the hill, or you can even hide it under the hill here. See that? They hid there for 3 days, and then they sneak all the way home. They told the Israelites about Jericho when they did go back to take over Jericho. They made sure Rahab and her family were safe.